There's more reaction to the story everyone's talking about. The CEO caught on kiss cam at a Coldplay concert, snuggling with his head of human resources. Today, there are serious questions whether they will be forced to leave their jobs.
What if a single grainy kiss cam clip, something designed to toss harmless romance onto a jumbotron for 30 seconds, ended up detonating a billion-dollar reputation, paralyzing an HR department, and dragging a world-famous frontman toward a courthouse over a throwaway joke? That is the chain reaction engulfing Astronomer's CEO, Byron, and his head of HR, Kristen Kit, after Chris Martin, in the middle of a euphoric Coldplay concert, tossed out 6 casual words. Either they're having an affair, or they're just very shy. The room roared, the camera lingered, and the internet pounced like it smelled blood.
The HR lady, Kristen, she's actually divorced, so she wasn't cheating on anyone as far as we know.
Right.
But on the other hand, this guy, Byron,
allegedly was cheating.
Within hours, the clip had swarmed every platform. Within days, there were rumors of lawsuits, boardroom interventions, and NDAs thicker than company handbooks. Every twist in this story seems to lead somewhere darker, into corporate hypocrisy, wounded egos, panicked investors, and an HR policy turned inside out. Fenway Park on a summer night is a living organism. The lights pulse in sync with the chorus of Fix You. The crowd is a sea of phone flashlights, and the kiss cam is the stadium's mischievous heartbeat.
If you're gonna get caught cheating, it shouldn't be like this.
Well, maybe he should have thought of that before he was cheating.
Bouncing from couple to couple for cheap, wholesome thrills. Then everything tilts. The heart-framed camera lands not onto anonymous superfans, but on Byron and Kristen Kit. They are not spouses. They are not even peers in different companies. He runs the company. She runs the rules that govern the company. For a split second, there is the stillness of a deer on a highway. Kristen's face locks. Andy's posture collapses inward. Hands rise to shield identities that are already recognizable to half the people in their professional ecosystems. Chris Martin, eyes scanning the huge screen, does what frontmen do. He narrates the moment with a wink. Either they're having an affair, or they're just very shy.
Play through a couple on the kiss cam. Turns out they were having an affair? I don't think even Coldplay can fix this.
The line is breezy, tossed like confetti, but it blows the roof off. The audience screams laughter. The couples scramble. Ducking, covering, shrinking burns into the pixels of every phone in section 112. 10 minutes later, a TikTok hits. By the time the band exits the stage, the clip is tumbling uncontrollably through X timelines and Instagram reels. In Astronomer's internal Slack, a dozen channels light up at once. Is that? Please tell me that's a deepfake. Do not engage. Before midnight, after a frantic back and forth between PR, legal, and a shell-shocked executive assistant,
Astronomer CEO Byron, who was caught there at a Coldplay concert on the jumbotron, cozying up with his company's head.
Astronomer issues a short, clinical statement, promising an internal review and reaffirming its commitment to high ethical standards. The wording is bland. The subtext is panic. The night that should have ended with Uber rides and hoarse voices instead ends with lawyers, crisis templates, and employees doom-scrolling under their sheets. Once the video leaves the stadium, it stops being an awkward moment and becomes a communal investigation. Social media does not merely watch, it dissects.
But if you want to be a retarded scumbag, then you can go cheat on your wife at a concert where you're liable to be put on a massive camera in front of everyone, tens of thousands of people here in Boston.
Hashtags begin multiplying like bacteria. Coldplay kiss cam, HR drama, Astronomergate. Reddit spawns megathreads dedicated to timeline reconstruction. Users pull screenshots from company all-hands videos where Andy and Kristen share a couch corner a little too comfortably. Someone finds a holiday party photo with their knees nearly touching. Another fetches a panel discussion live stream where Kristen laughs a beat too long at Andy's joke.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
On LinkedIn, the Church of Performative Professionalism, posts appear from HR consultants, each using the clip as Exhibit A in think pieces about power dynamics. Memes metastasize. A still frame of Kristen shielding her face becomes a background for captions about conflict of interest. Andy's stunned expression rides under the words strategic alignment. The irony lands like a brick. The guardian of corporate ethics and the man she reports to are the stars of a scandal that breaks the very rules they signed off on. Gossip pages thread the needle between outrage and glee, reminding their millions of followers that Astronomer's leadership once touted a zero-tolerance policy for impropriety.
Went viral really quickly, and people on the internet are convinced that they are actually having an affair. So the guy is the CEO of a very big company. He is a billionaire. The woman is the chief of his HR.
The internet's memory is long, its appetite for hypocrisy endless. And it's not just strangers piling on. Employees, hidden behind anonymous handles, start contributing. Little tidbits, slips of detail. The machine is fully activated. There's no pause button. This story refuses to die because Andy Byron invested years in cultivating a specific image, the enlightened, values-driven tech chief who sets the tone from the top. Only a fortnight earlier, he told an interviewer that leaders must model the standard we expect from everyone else, a line destined for investor decks, until it came back as a caption under clown emojis.
Coldplay's Chris Martin getting in on the joke.
We'd like to say hello to some of you in the crowd.
Martin warning the crowd at a concert this weekend that they should prepare for the spotlight.
Investors notice hypocrisy the way sharks sense blood. Astronomer stock nudges down a few percentage points. To the average person, that sounds minor. In a market measured in the hundreds of millions, that's a hemorrhage of real money. Sales teams field jittery client calls. Are your deliverables impacted? Account managers paste on smiles and recite scripts written a half-hour prior by PR. Inside the company, humor is a pressure valve. Slack threads pop with gifs of kiss cams and corporate policy slides. HR tries to tamp it down, but the attempt only solidifies the sense that something big is wrong at the top. On anonymous employee forums, someone posts, "So that's why our promotions were frozen." Another says, "We got lectured about optics last quarter. Wow." The hypocrisy glow becomes radioactive. The boss who said integrity was non-negotiable got caught, in public, violating the spirit, if not the letter, of his own code. Worse, he did it with the person tasked with prosecuting everyone else's missteps. That layered irony gives the internet endless ways to remix, mock, and share. Meanwhile, strangers drag Andy's wife into the spotlight, tagging her in thousands of comments, prompting her to lock down her accounts. The collateral damage grows, the narrative hardens. When your brand is built on moral truth, any crack becomes a chasm. Just as PR strategists begin whispering apology tour, rumors leak that Andy isn't apologizing, he's suing. Chris Martin, Live Nation, maybe even the poor camera operator are suddenly names in a draft complaint, accused of defamation and intentional infliction of emotional distress. The claim? A joke at a concert triggered irreparable personal and professional harm. The irony? The louder he yells, the bigger the echo. Lawyers with media savvy instantly point out the obvious. Sports and concert venues plaster disclaimers everywhere. The back of your ticket, the screen before showtime, even the stadium signs say you may appear on camera.
We're going to use our cameras and put some of you on the big screen. So please, if you haven't done your makeup, do your makeup now.
After that viral moment took the internet by storm last week.
Oh, look at these things.
The standard is clear. No reasonable expectation of privacy. The moment the lawsuit rumblings hit social, the meme machine finds second wind. Courtroom caricatures of Chris in a suit singing "Your Honor, Fix You" swarm feeds. Someone remixes Viva La Vida lyrics into "I used to rule HR" over the clip. Legal commentators call it ego litigation, cases born not from legal merit, but from a bruised identity. PR pros warn, Suing a globally adored musician over a 6-second quip is the public relations equivalent of wrestling a kitten on live TV. You will not come out the hero. Instead of repositioning himself as a contrite, humbled leader, Andy cements the narrative. Petty, fragile, and catastrophically tone-deaf. The filing hasn't even been stamped, but the court of public opinion has already rendered its verdict. All caps, 4 laughing emojis. While Andy sharpens his legal spear, Astronomer hemorrhages trust. The board hurries into a weekend emergency session. The minutes, or someone's summary of them, leak within hours. Board members debate suspension, decisive action, or, the quieter option, a dignified exit cloaked in the phrase to spend more time with family. The ethics committee, ironically chaired by Kristen, suddenly has to investigate itself. A Fortune 50 client's procurement team sends a carefully worded email about continuity of service, which everyone understands as, should we be moving our data to a safer ship? Recruiters whisper that resumes from Astronomer engineers and product managers are flooding in. The talent is preemptively fleeing. Kristen's social presence evaporates. LinkedIn deactivated, Instagram wiped, Twitter dormant. Some say she was offered 6 months severance and an NDA thicker than a phone book. Others insist she's gathering receipts, screenshots, emails, hotel invoices, preparing a parachute lined with leverage.
Allegedly.
Gotta get to the bottom of it because
Yeah.
there was like a fake statement that went. Everyone's desperate to hear from these people. No one has said anything. There was a fake statement that was circulating yesterday, allegedly from Andy.
Right.
We found out it was not real.
Then a photo drops like a hammer. A telephoto shot of Andy and Kristen stepping out of the same black SUV at Fenway, coordinated outfits and all. This wasn't random seating lucked into by the kiss cam algorithm. This was a date night masked as a concert outing. Any pretense of misunderstanding disintegrates. HR blasts an all-hands memo urging employees not to discuss ongoing sensitive matters on internal channels. Within seconds, the memo is posted on a tech gossip account with a caption that reads, "HR says don't gossip about HR." It's impossible to put toothpaste back in the tube when the tube is the internet. The lawsuit rumor balloon pops not with a bang, but a hiss. Lawyers, sensing the optics are poison and the legal footing wafer thin, steer Andy towards silence. The once defiant whispers vanish. No clarifications, no statements, no apologies, no denials. Silence is supposed to kill a story. Instead, it feeds it. Anonymous sources surface in tabloids and insider podcasts, alleging Kristen wasn't the first and that warning signs existed for months. No one can verify, everyone repeats. The rumor fog thickens. Meanwhile, Chris Martin does what he always does. He sings. Another city, another sold-out arena, the same set list. He never addresses Andy by name, never comments on the scandal, never needs to. Fans adopt the chaos as their own in-joke, brandishing handmade signs that read, "We're just shy," and "Kiss Cam approved." Ticket sales spike in markets that haven't seen Coldplay in years. The contrast is devastating from a narrative standpoint. Andy looks like he's hiding, lashing, flailing. Chris looks like he's floating, serene, unbothered, maybe even benevolent. Silence can be strategic, but only when you still control your story.
When Martin highlighted a couple at Coldplay's Boston concert, the man quickly ducking away.
Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Internet sleuths dug up the pair's identity, and the tech firm Astronomer confirming to the AP that their CEO, Andy Byron.
Here, the silence is a vacuum, and the internet is a black hole that eats vacuums for breakfast. By this point, rumors become press items. Industry regs quietly report that Kristen resigned for personal reasons. Astronomer blares the phrase independent review, as if it's a magic spell. Those two words usually mean outside counsel is about to rifle through emails, calendars, and credit card statements. Investors sharpen knives. One activist fund tweets a barbed line about culture corrosion, disguised as innovation. A venture fund files a notice days later showing a sizable share dump. Insiders read it as a vote of no confidence. Inside Astronomer, morale collapses into fatalism. Team leads form private group chats to coordinate contingency plans. Recruiters pounce on the moment, offering safe harbor at competitors with cheery subject lines like, "Your next mission awaits," minus the drama. Finding a CEO willing to walk into a bonfire is tough. Convincing a board that a scorched public narrative can be rebranded with a logo refresh is even tougher. Clients lurk, watching, weighing exit clauses. Regulators take notes in the background. Journalists file FOIAs and set Google alerts. Every leaked memo, every internal whisper becomes permanent digital residue. The SEO of Astronomer now features Kisscam, affair, and lawsuit in its top-related searches. That stain doesn't wash out. You work around it forever. And so a 6-second camera pan spawns a saga. A CEO framed as a hypocrite, an HR chief disappearing into NDA fog, a board bracing for leadership decapitation, and a rock star accidentally crowned the internet's unbothered king. Was Andy a victim of catastrophic timing and public cruelty? Or did he architect this downfall through arrogance, double standards, and a nuclear overreaction? Kristen's next move could be pivotal. If she returns with a tell-all, screenshots, timestamps, Airbnbs, black SUVs, the narrative goes supernova, and Astronomer's logo will be the case study slide in every MBA ethics course for the next decade. If she signs a check-laced NDA and vanishes, the questions linger forever. Meanwhile, Chris Martin needn't say a word. Every night, he sings Fix You to tens of thousands. While somewhere in a boardroom, someone wishes that were possible. Should Chris apologize for the joke? Or was it all fair game once the camera hit? Should Andy step down to salvage what's left of Astronomer's credibility? Are you in the just shy camp? Clinging to the possibility of coincidence? Or convinced this was an affair that just happened to explode in the worst possible venue? And if Kristen drops receipts, will you read every last page?